Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Nio. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be talking about Nio Stock. Obviously, if you guys don't know what Nio is by now, Nio is an EV company based out of China, right? One of the EV leaders. And today I'm going to be talking about why I actually think people should be picking up Nio stock at $44.23. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But let's get started. Let's talk about Nio. Let's dive a little bit deeper and see what's been going on with the stock. So right now, Nio currently sitting at $44.27, right? If we take a look at the 1 month chart, right, it's still down 26% of its value. A lot of people are getting kind of skeptical. You know, should I pick up Nio? Is now a good time to buy the dip? I mean, Nio basically got as low as $35 on March 8th. A lot of the EV market was just crashing, Tesla included, and I just want people to understand that, you know, corrections are part of the stock market. It happens all the time, but that does not change the bullish sentiment behind these top EV companies. I absolutely recommend people picking up Nio stock at $44.28. I mean, this company has so much more going for it, right? Kind of a recap of what we've seen from the year of Nio. You know, we've seen their back-to-back deliveries, right? Nio is doing very, very good of making sure their deliveries stay consistent, making sure that they're delivering a great amount of cars. We got to look at Nio Day at the beginning of the year, where basically Nio gave us kind of a function of what they're actually going to be doing over the course of the year, kind of their business strategy and their business plan altogether, right? So they plan on dropping a new sedan. It's the ET7 sedan. It's their first sedan, so it's definitely going to start competing with like Tesla, who's kind of started making an expansion in China, right? Kind of a bigger and better battery with more range is always something a lot of people who buy EV cars look for. So Nio is working very hard to make sure that their battery does offer a very good range, and it's a very quick charge to the start. And they're also trying to perfect the self-autonomous driving technology, right? That's kind of a race in the EV market in itself, is a company who can actually kind of perfect that altogether. A company that can actually make cars drive on their own on autopilot to a perfect extent, to a T. And this does take a little bit of time, because you don't want Nio getting lawsuits if, you know, their autopilot doesn't work or it crashes into something, you know what I'm saying? So really diving in a little bit deeper, Nio is headed in the right direction, but what really gives Nio the competitive advantage here over a lot of EV companies is its battery as a service. And I've said this time and time again, and it should be nothing new for people who actually do keep up with Nio stock in itself, but their battery as a service is probably one of their most innovative ideas. And what I mean by this is basically it just lowers the cost of ownership for anyone who owns a Nio vehicle, right? All around China, Nio has battery swap stations where people who own a Nio vehicle can drop by if their battery is low, swap out the battery in just 3 minutes, and continue on their way. Not only is it absolutely brilliant, but it's also very innovative to the T. And I want people to know that right now, you know, Nio currently sitting at $44.28. For a top EV company, this stock is still really cheap. And I do want people to understand that right now is a very good time to be picking up Nio stock. Even a Deutsche Bank analyst even said himself, basically saying following the investor meeting, that people should continue buying Nio stock because this company has so much upside potential. It's not even funny. For me personally, I do think that Nio stock is going to hit $100 by the end of the year. Without a doubt, I do see a lot of long-term and short-term growth coming from this company. And although, you know, people do compare Nio to Tesla, I do think that Nio is going to be the Tesla of China. I know that Tesla has already expanded into China, and Tesla also has a very big brand, so it's very tough to compete with that altogether. But I don't want people to sleep on the idea that Nio is going to be a top EV company, and it's definitely going to be the top representative of China as well. Nio also has big game plans for the rest of the year, right? Second half of this year, they already start planning on selling cars into Europe. So the fact that Nio is already basically going into whole separate markets in such early stages of its EV journey, you know, it just goes to show that Nio is doing a very great job of really trying to expand itself altogether, really trying to make its brand known all around the world. And soon enough, you know, Nio is going to be expanding to the United States. I think that's its ultimate game plan, that eventually Nio is going to make it into the United States. And this is definitely going to push the stock price higher. Even looking at the 1 year chart, you know, the stock in itself is still up 1,388%. But what people don't understand, that specifically in China, the EV market in China is set to grow a lot over the next 5 to 10 years, almost to like large amounts. And just 1 year alone, from January of 2020 to January of 2021, the EV market in China grew 7-fold. You know, that's absolutely humongous. And it goes to show that that growth alone is not going to stop there. You know, over the next 5 to 10 years, you know, there's going to be a lot of companies who are going to be going public, who are going to be trying to make EV cars, even having the big car makers all around the world, Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford, all these big time companies are racing right now. They're absolutely racing to make an EV vehicle that's absolutely perfect, because all these companies know that this is going to be the future. The EV market has just started to reach the pinnacle of its growth. So right now is a very good idea to start buying the EV leaders. Companies like Tesla, Nio, Lucid Motors, all these companies that are definitely going to be growing for a very long time. Now is a very good time to start picking up these companies. And the great thing about Nio is it still continues to grow its premium luxury China business. You know, it's building an EV to compete with the upcoming Tesla Model 2, and it's expanding its business into Europe. You know, there's so many things basically that are going for Nio, and it's continuing to build its brand in China, which is backed by a lot of growth. It continues to offer customers in China a superior ownership experience to what Tesla can actually offer. And although investors do worry, you know, that altogether that Tesla's expansion in China may propose a problem, Chinese people are pretty loyal to their companies altogether, which is definitely going to give Nio a home turf advantage. But it's not only that, and I'm going to reiterate this time and time again, is the battery as a service really differentiates Nio from its overall competitors. And this is why I think it's going to drive Nio Stock upward. I do think it's going to drive Nio Stock to $100 by the end of the year. This is such a high-term value play, and I do want people to see that the bullish sentiment on Nio has not gone away, that analysts are getting more and more bullish on Nio because they finally see the value that Nio is building its brand to a point where a lot of people are now starting to see that, okay, Nio is going to be a top EV company, but it's all about the capitalization. I don't always just look at the stock price because there's so many things that can influence that altogether. You know, good news, bad news can always influence a stock price, but if we look at the long-term growth and we really see how far Nio has actually come as a company in such a short amount of time, I don't think Nio's growth story is over yet. I don't think that Nio is going to stop growing as a company. I don't think that Nio is going to stop growing for the next 5 to 10 years, and who even knows, maybe the next 20 years. As Nio continues to expand, as it continues to expand its business line and the amount of vehicles they're actually selling, and they also plan on rolling a bunch of new vehicles out, it just goes to show altogether that Nio is in a place right now where this stock has a lot of explosive potential, and I do want people to actually see the value of what this stock could actually offer. You know, currently sitting at $44.45 for a high value EV company that's expanding super quickly, that's rolling out new vehicles. Their sales are going up every single month, and the company is getting pretty close to profitability. If you take an actual look at their balance sheet, you know, all their cash flows are turning positive. And yes, although their earnings were not that great, right, the company is getting very, very close to hitting a profitable margin. And it took Tesla 15 years to actually do this. Nio is probably going to be able to do it in just 5 years, which is just absolutely amazing for the company altogether. And I do want people to also understand that right now, like I said, it's currently sitting at $44.53, which to me is absolutely personally a super cheap price. Pick up Nio Stock, guys. It is just absolutely worth the investment. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comments section below, guys, what you think of Nio Stock. Do you guys think Nio Stock is worth a buy at $44.45? If you guys own Nio Stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. And just to share with you guys, to show my position, I own 200 shares of Nio Stock, just to show you guys my current position. And I do continue to plan on increasing that position just because Nio is probably the best stock in the absolute world. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.